most frequently asked questions that I get. Once you get a client, what do you do then? How do you create proposals? How do you set up the whole payment system? How does all of that work, right? So that is what we're going to talk about this week. Today, I just want to explain to you. First of all, I want to make sure that I am okay. Cool. I do see that I'm streaming live. Awesome. Okay, cool. So just so you know, if you're watching anywhere live, I do only monitor questions on YouTube. So if you want to watch anywhere else, of course, I will come back afterwards and answer your questions. But live, I just have YouTube pulled up. Okay, so you can go to my YouTube channel and just search Bridget Bartlett and you will find me. Okay, so hello, Val. Thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate it. So today, I want to show you, I'm going to give you an example of an offer and an onboarding process. But before we even get into any of that, it's important to understand why project management is so important. Okay. So basically, I've created like this diagram here. Okay. So here is the agency owner. Now, the goal of the agency owner is not to really fulfill all of the work. Okay. The agency owner is the manager of the projects. Okay. It is the contact person for the client. It is also the contact person for the freelancer. It's basically the bridge between the client and the freelancer. There are sometimes that freelancers will contact the client, okay? But usually as the agency owner, we are the final say, or at least I definitely like to be the final say. I like for, if I hire a freelancer to work on a project, I want to look at it before it actually goes to the client. I want to make sure that, everything is exactly how the client wanted, just to make sure that it's up to the standard, right? Just to break it down to you here, to even understand why the project management aspect is so important, let me give you just a typical scenario. Okay. So you have the freelancers here, and typically freelancers will have multiple clients all on their own, and they'll also have multiple agencies that they work with. Okay. So when you are the agency, keep in mind that the freelancer you're working with you're not likely the top priority. Okay. Because this freelancer has other people that they work with. Okay. So you need to make sure that whatever the freelancer's criteria is to work with them, especially if they're a good one, that you're meeting those expectations, okay? Because a good freelancer will have a very structured process in place when it comes to working with them, okay? So you want to make sure that your process, it basically mirrors what your freelancer process is, okay? And we'll get deeper into that in just a second. So if this freelancer here says, yes, I'll build a website and I'll provide 3 mock-ups. On the first mock-up, we're going to do XYZ. On the second mock-up, we're going to do XYZ. And then third mock-up and so on. And a lot of times, and you'll see how I broke all this down, a lot of times they want that submitted into one email. Okay, so you as the agency owner, you need to now require that from your client. So why is this important? Okay, so here is a scenario, and this is across the board, typical scenario. So you have a client here, and you as the agency owner, you've laid out everything specific, and this is, we talked a little bit about scope creep last week when we were doing the, talking about lawn care business and how, one person's interpretation of removing a bush may not be the same person's interpretation, who hired you, right? So you need to make sure that you're very, very specific and what your project includes, okay? And like I said, I'll give you an example here for just a second. So let's say that your freelancer here says that, look, I'm going to do all of this website, but here's the structure, and I need all changes done in one email. Okay. So I require this as well. This is really, really important. All right. So one email to send to the freelancer. Well, you now need to require that from your client. Okay. So if your client here, say Billy Bob, you've created a plumber website for him, and you sent him the first mock-up, and you said, hey, Billy Bob, here's the first mock-up. Here are the things that we did. Just make sure that, it's the correct colors that you want. Make sure that, whatever your criteria is, right? And then make sure to tell Billy Bob in the beginning, okay? This is why product brochures are really important. I'm going to show you an example in just a second. But you need to tell Billy Bob, hey, when you submit these changes or revisions or requests, make sure that you do it in one email. Okay, so you tell Billy Bob that. Billy Bob sends you an email back and he says, everything looks great. This happens all the time. Everything looks great. Well, you take that information and then you now forward the email to your freelancer. Okay, so you have now one email that you've sent your freelancer, which they require. So what happens now is your freelancer is going to put it in their queue, or they may, start working on it right away. And they're going to continue to build out all of the pages, because the first mock-up is typically the home page. They're going to take that feedback. They're going to build out all the rest of the pages, okay? So now let's say the freelancer is busy working on that. And the next day, Billy Bob says, oh, no. We changed our brand colors from blue to orange. And then they send you that email. Well, what happens now is now you have to send your freelancer an additional email and say, hey, now they need to change all of the blues to orange. Well, if that freelancer's already built out all 7 pages and now they need to go back and build and change all of the colors from blue to orange, now the freelancer is spending a lot more time. So if the freelancer's smart, they're going to charge you for the additional changes in the email. Okay, that's really important. If you are a freelancer, you need to remember that when you require all of the changes in one email, that you need to stick to that, because it's going to take you extra time if you do not. Okay, so now what happens? Freelancer says, okay, sure, I'll make those changes for you. It's going to take me about an hour to do that. I'm going to charge you, $200 an hour. So now you, as the agency owner, you either need to make your client stick to that standard, or you need to charge your client the additional, $200 an hour. Okay. So if this is the case, then you need to make sure that before you ever start the project, that everyone is on the same page. Okay. You have your freelancer terms for the project, you have your own terms for the project, and then you have set the expectations for the freelancer and the client, so that everyone's on the same page to make sure that everyone's expectations are met. Okay. So this is the basic, rundown of the agency, client, freelancer, team project. Okay. This is why everything is so important with all of these communications. Okay. So again, when all of the emails from the client comes to the agency and then you have to forward that to the freelancer, you want to make sure that you are being a good customer of the freelancer, just like you want your clients to be a good customer for you. Okay, so let's get into today's training. I know it kind of seemed like we already did, but I'm going to show you a website expectations brochure. So all of these steps, it makes a little bit more clear. We're going to reverse engineer. So I'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. And I do see that Maria and Linwood and Felicity is here. Hello, hello. Okay, so this is a basic, and if you've been in my group for a long time, you've seen this before for sure. This is my basic website creation brochure, and brochures are a great way to make sure that everyone's on the same page. When I hire a freelancer to do web design for me, I share this and I say, is this something that criteria that you can fall under? And then they'll tell me yes or no. And then this is what we're going to use to move forward, okay? Because me as the agency, I have figured out this is what I need. This is actually a very close copy to other white label agencies. This is how they run their business as well. Okay. So what we're going to say is we're going to be so specific. All right. We're going to say 2 business days. We're going to confirm your order. Okay. This has actually changed. But you get the point with this. Okay. 3 to 5 business days, you're going to get your initial consultation. Okay. Now, typically, like I said, I've changed this because typically I do the consultation first and then we, talk about the details and all of that. So then 15 business days, the first mock-up. Okay. And now it's going to say, based on the information provided during your initial consultation call, our web developers will design the first mock-up. This will include your logo, images, and chosen color scheme. When complete, we will send it to you via email for approval. One round of revisions can be submitted by replying to the email if any changes are needed. Okay, so this is really, really important. And if you guys have been in web design at all very long, you know that it takes years to come up with a structure like this, and every line in here is put in here for a reason, usually because of trial and error. Okay. So one round of revisions is, like I was saying, in one email, okay, if any changes are needed. And then we are reiterating it to say only one revision included. The client will be required to outline all requested changes in one email, okay? And this even says to reply to the email. So what we're going to do is we're going to send them an email, and we're going to say, here is the delivery of the first mock-up. We're going to remind them of the terms and everything that we discussed here in the brochure. And we are also going to remind them that they need to give us all of the revisions in one email, okay? So as soon as we receive that email, we're sending it off to the freelancer, and the freelancer is then making all of the changes and things like that, okay? You guys, this setup is the only way to scale a business, okay? If I get, constant revisions and constant emails and things like that, and I keep forwarding those on to my freelancer, they are not going to want to work with me. Okay. It's just not a good way of doing business. It gets too confusing. And then, if they don't see the second, even if you decided, it's not that we're trying to be mean and say, oh, you're going to pay us extra for this, but it's even if you decided, hey, unlimited revisions, send them whenever you want to, the chances of you missing a revision is very, very good if you don't have a structure put in place like this, okay? So you definitely need to make sure that you are making your clients adhere to the structure as well as the freelancers, okay? Because you are the manager of the project, okay? Again, 15 to 25 business days, we're going to deliver the second mock-up. Okay, now we're giving them instructions on what to do. We're saying once you approve the first mock-up, we'll build out the website and populate it with images, content that is relevant to your specific industry if none are provided. Once complete, we will send you the second mock-up for you to approve. One round of revisions can be submitted by replying to the email if any changes are needed. And again, we're reminding them, special note, only one revision included. The client will be required to outline all requested changes in one email. Okay, so again, we are basically following that up. Okay, so as soon as that is done, then we are going live. Okay, and then I have a lot more information in here as far as management and things like that. Okay, so let me show you an actual real world example here. Okay, so we have a fast track bundle. Okay. The fast track bundle requires some information, and once they have signed up for it, and I'm going to, like I said, I'm going to reverse engineer, okay? Because at this point, when you decide, okay, I'm going to offer this package for my clients, you need to figure out what does this actually entail? What does this job entail, okay? What are the pieces of this job? And then that helps you kind of figure out, well, how do I want to price it, okay? If you can come up with a really good structure that is efficient, then you can reduce the amount of time, and then you can reduce the cost to your client. Okay, so that is what we've done with the fast track bundle, is we have actually gathered and put together a system that is easily duplicatable so that we can charge you only $4.97. Okay, it's a one-time fee. So what we need is, when a customer or a client signs up for that, what we need is some specific information. Okay, so what we've done is we've put this in a form, and as soon as they sign up, we're going to send them the form, right? So I'm going to show you all of that in just a second. So they sign up for the Fast Track Challenge, all right? So obviously we need their name, their business name. We need the email address that they want the campaigns to be sent from. Is the SMTP connected? Maybe they have no idea what this is. So I'm going to say yes, because if they're already a client and then they choose the Fast Track bundle, they likely already have their SMTP connected, their Twilio, and all of that. So we needed to definitely give an option. Do you have it? Yes or no? Okay. So no, but we're saying, no, I do not, but before, but I will connect it before submitting the form, and then I'm telling them where the instructions are at inside the dashboard. Same with Twilio. What's the phone number you want this to be sent from? What's the domain and all of that, okay? And then we're saying, what's some information you want to be on your website, and then upload your logo here, and then upload your profile image here, and then, of course, which niche best describes your business, okay? Because if you're unfamiliar with the Fast Track Bundle, what we take is basically a niche package, and we brand an ebook, we create a lead magnet funnel, we set everything up so that you can literally just share your link and deliver your lead magnet and book your appointments and have reminders set and all of that. And we can even send you an email with the link so that you can go to your appointment calendar, okay? So you really don't have to know the tools at all. It's a great way to start getting appointments without actually having to even know anything about the tools or dashboard, okay? But even with this, okay, we want to definitely give them a brochure as well. All right, so let me just download this here, and I'm going to bring this up. And so with the Fast Track Bundle, you can see here is another example, okay? Immediately, you'll confirm your order. You will receive an email confirming receipt of the order and a survey to complete with the information we need for the project, okay? The project will not begin until all required information is received. Within 2 days, you'll receive your mock-up based on the information provided by the survey. Our web developers will design a mock-up from a template within your niche and so on, okay? And then within 4 days, you will go live. Now notice here it says content revisions are not included, as we will provide you with all templates and changes as templates to change as you wish. If you would like us to make changes for you, we can send a proposal for the changes requested. Special note, only one revision included. The client will be required to outline all requested changes in one email. Okay, so again, we are making sure that all of the expectations are set for the client so that it's also set for the freelancer and me as the agency owner. Okay, so I'm kind of the middleman, and I need to make sure that everyone knows what's going on at all times and that the expectations are clear. Okay. Now, of course, sometimes people need help with this, and that is why we have, now just to reverse engineer, okay, let me show you this part, okay? So I like to actually create products, okay, for my services. This makes it really, really easy, especially if they want to combine services. So if you go to myvisionagency.com, you'll see the Fast Track Bundle. So we want to be very specific about this, okay? What does it include? It's a done-for-you lead generation sales funnel, calendar creation, appointment reminders, connect domain, okay, branded ebook and all of that. And then we have a very clear description here of everything that we're going to do, because again, we want to make sure that the expectations are clear. Okay, so once they purchase the Fast Track Bundle and once they click the button, you'll see here. And again, we are reiterating what this all includes. Okay, it includes the Vision membership, and it includes the done for you setup, which is the ebook branded to you, the lead generating funnel branded to you, create calendar to book appointments, set up reminder campaigns, and all of that. Okay, so really the goal of the Fast Track Bundle is just to get you a working booking link that you can just share the link and start getting appointments. Okay, that's the whole goal, and of course, deliver your branded lead magnet. All right, so once they purchase this, what they're going to do is go to a page here where it gives them instructions. Now, this is where the onboarding starts. Okay, so they've made a purchase, and now they're going to go to this page. So it's going to say, check your email. So we literally want to walk them through the whole process, and this will get better as I revise it and things like that. Okay, so it's saying, check your email, make sure you got your login information, you purchased the Fast Track Bundle, make sure to submit the survey. Now, there are people who are they just want to do it right away. And there are people who just want to wait for the onboarding, and that's totally fine. But what we're doing is they get 1 hour with a specialist from our team to do the onboarding. So we want to make sure, like, if they are, kind of familiar with things, we want to give them instructions of how to get that set up. If not, they just need to basically, like purchase your domain, right? You can purchase your domain here if you don't have it. If you already do, here's how you can set it up, emails and so on, right? So we want to be very specific so that when they go to the onboarding, they have already purchased their accounts, and then our specialists can help them get everything set up, okay? Because if they get to the fast track bundle, then it just takes more time, right? So we want to make sure we have one team member who is getting everything set up, and then we'll have another team member who is creating the actual project, okay? So that's why communication and project management, obviously these things need done before it gets to the fast track bundle, okay? So all of these things, these are different people working on a project, so everything we need to make sure that everything is as automated so that balls don't get dropped, right? So everyone is on the same page. So once they fill this out, then that's when they go to the survey, okay? Now, of course, there are other automations on the back end because we need to make sure that they get this survey. If they don't fill it out right away, maybe they need help. We need to make sure that we're offering them help. We're sending them reminder emails if they have not filled it out. We're going to do all of those things, but that is all on the back end, and I'm going to walk you through that tomorrow, okay? So I don't see that I have any questions here. I do see that Karen joined, and Bacardo and Floyd. Hello, everyone. Okay, so that is a really good place to stop now because this is basically what the customer has said. Oh, one more thing I was going to tell you guys about this. But if you decided that you didn't want to do like the payments and products and things, you do now have the ability to send invoices directly from your dashboard. You just go to the payments section here, and then you can create the invoices. You can also, like I was saying, I love to create products. So you can create your products here and then just embed them in a page and then track your orders and transactions and all of that. So this is really cool, and I'm going to show you guys this tomorrow because when the client does get access to the dashboard, they need to know where to go, right? It's one thing for us to have, like written instructions like this, but sometimes even then people get really overwhelmed. So one great way of getting them onboarded as smoothly as possible, and I just added this yesterday, is with an onboarding checklist and a dashboard walkthrough. Okay, so you guys should all have this in your account right now. And I already started this, but if you click here, you'll see, welcome to our vision program. We've prepared a guided tour to help you navigate the rest of your resources. Okay, so if you click here to start the tour, it's going to go through the whole dashboard and tell you what everything is for and what you can use it for and all of those things. Okay, and then once you get that complete, like you'll see, then I'm done here. You want to connect so this is the onboarding checklist. Okay, so once these things are done, they're ready to go, right? A new person is ready to go. They have everything connected, or they're waiting for their onboarding session. Okay, so to connect Twilio account, you click there, and then it goes to instructions on how to connect your Twilio. Okay, same with connect SMTP provider. And just to be clear, you guys can use any SMTP provider. You can use Gmail or whatever, but you need to have a system like Sendinblue, or I recommend Mailgun, because and it has to be not the free Mailgun, but the next one up. I think it's like the professional or something like that, because that's what's going to give you the two-way communication for emails. Okay, you can always forward it to your business email and then communicate there. But if you did want it to be in the conversations tab, you will need to get the not free, but the first paid tier of Mailgun to do that. Okay, but like I said, you don't have to do that. You can just forward it and then communicate in your actual email. But it's important to have those instructions, right? Because you need to walk through and figure out, how to get that set up, even though our team, you can contact support here. Okay. Also create your free Noisy account. That's our group system now. And as a team member, you get a free Noisy account. So you definitely want to join there. It's replacing our Telegram group. And then of course, access team resources. Okay. So these are really the top 5 things that everyone should know where to go and how to connect yet to get onboarded, okay? But the goal is, because we want to definitely help with every phase, okay? So we've given them instructions. We've had them fill out the survey, okay? Now they get into the dashboard. We have them do a dashboard tour, how to connect all of these things. And that's just until the onboarding session, when they're going to meet with a live team member to be able to make sure that all of these things are connected, okay? But the cool thing about that is if you did decide to do this before your onboarding, then maybe they could help you with some other things that you wanted to get connected, or some questions about the tools and things like that. So the more that you can, I mean, you have an hour. So if you spend your whole hour creating a Twilio account and all of these things, then you're not going to get the best of use of your hour, okay? So all of these things are how you can automate the onboarding process. If a person today signs up for the Fast Track bundle, I will do nothing. Okay, I will do no part of it, because everything is automated. So I'm going to tell you what the back end of it looks like tomorrow, and then we're going to talk a little bit more about different ways of managing your projects and customers. Okay. So Karen says, hi, do we give them access to our website? I'm not sure what you mean. I'm not sure, Karen, if you could elaborate. Is that single message text protocol? Karen, I'm confused. Let's see. Do you use Mailjet also? I use Mailgun for my agency as my SMTP provider. So I'm not really sure what you mean about the other questions there, but you can definitely, if you guys are members right now, definitely walk through do the dashboard walkthrough, get your accounts connected if you want to, but definitely create your free Noisy account. That way you can manage all of your clients and things, and we'll talk about that more in the week as well. So thank you so much for joining me. I will see you all tomorrow, same time, same place. Go make your vision a reality. Bye.